All right, gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about a very, very interesting topic as I roll out this pasta dough. Very, very beautiful. You can see it springs up. That means there's good gluten development in it. We're going to be talking today about an interesting concept referred to, hold on, let me just, all right, there we go. We've gotten it out so it doesn't stick anymore. We're going to be talking about the very interesting concept known as party coopers. Now, party coopers, I don't think anyone's actually used this phrase before. Hold on, let me just fully separate this. It's kind of hard to do with the one hand on the camera. Party coopers are known, who I refer to when I talk about the people who go to the party to get girls, and then when they're actually at the party, because they talk a big game, they talk a really, really big game, but when they're actually at the party, they don't do the work that is required to actually talk to the girls. You may have party coopers in your friend group, unfortunately. You may be one yourself, and if you are one yourself, and if this phrase defines you, then I really, really hope and pray that you actually find some solace in this video, that you find some good advice, because it's not a good existence. Parties are supposed to be fun, they're meant to be enjoyed, and they're not supposed to be there for you to fucking, have a bad time and, have a stressful time about, oh no, what if, but I can't go up to this girl because of this and whatever. And also, if you have a friend who's a party coper but is insidious about it, he's just not a really good person, maybe he makes fun of you, maybe he takes out his anger on a variety of other things, then you can distance yourself from these people, because it's really, really not nice whatsoever. So we're going to be feeding this pasta. As far as the culinary aspect of this goes, we're going to be feeding this through the settings, starting from 7 and then going to probably a 3 or a 2. So let's see. Doing this with one hand is interesting. Oh, yeah. Hold on. There we go. Beautiful. This is going to be nice. We're going to be needing to dust it with a bit more flour. So, party coopers, it goes something like this. They hit you up. They're like, yo, bro, let's go to this party. There are going to be so many girls. It's going to be great. You go to the party. There are obviously girls. It's going to be loud. There's going to be a bunch of music. Everyone's just there. Everyone's enjoying themselves and having fun. Now, the party coper is then going to say something like, oh no, I need a drink first, or oh no, where are the drinks? Where's the alk? Where's the whatever? Essentially insinuating that he isn't going to go talk to the girl, but not because he's being a bitch, because obviously he's not a bitch, but because there's no alcohol, he needs to go say hi to his friends, he needs to go do this and go do that. This is all well and good, except he never fulfills his promise. You can see it's still a bit rough. It's going to need a good amount of working before it can actually be thin enough to be considered a pasta, a proper fucking pasta shape that we can cut. So the party coper will go through a whole bunch of mental gymnastics. He's gonna be like, oh no, but I need a drink first. Oh no, but I need to go talk to my friend. I need to go do this, go do whatever. But as the night goes on, you'll see that he doesn't need to do any of these things. Actually, all he has to do is go over there and say hello and acknowledge why he's there, because he himself acknowledged it before. Obviously, if this was I don't know, you had I don't know, a gay best friend or a fucking asexual friend, obviously he doesn't need to go and talk to the girls. But a lot of these people, they make it very, very known. They're not shy about the fact that they're at, the reason they're at these parties. They may even talk about a specific girl who's there, yo bro, I'm definitely gonna get her tonight, I'm definitely gonna talk to her tonight. And then, when the moment comes, they just don't, because it's scary. Now, it's gonna be scary for everyone for the first time, if it's your first fucking time going to a function, and there's some absolutely fine girl there, obviously it's gonna be a little bit scary, but the difference is in how different people react to the situation, and how these party copers react, unfortunately, is not very compatible with a successful way of living. And they're just really, really not fun to be around, because you'll see their body language change and get all fucking fidgety next to the girl, and they'll always hit you with you can kind of almost see my hand through it. So if we're on a 3 setting, I'm actually going to keep it here. I'm going to run it through one more time on the 3 setting, and then I'm going to fucking cut it, use the fettuccine attachment, because we're making a beautiful Alfredo out of these. So this is the fettuccine attachment. This would be the spaghetti or more ramen noodle shape attachment. Okay, so your friend, you'll see they'll be there with their awkward fucking body language, and they'll kind of pretend to not notice the girl, obviously. They're fucking glancing at her on the side or whatever, so obviously they did notice her. And especially since before the party, that's all they can talk about. Like, they can't shut the fuck up about it. On the other side, or on the other hand, if you have a really cool friend who is not a party coper, but just genuinely like a cool guy, he's like good at the party scene, he'll be there. He won't even talk about like the act of like fucking speaking to girls that much, because to him it's not like this mystical thing that people do. To him it's just like normal. And he'll just go. He'll be like, oh hey, where's fucking? I'm trying to not use any of my real friends' names. I don't think I have any friends named Josh. He'll be like, oh wait, where the fuck is Josh? Where did he go? And Josh will just be there chatting up the absolute fucking 10 out of 10 like a Mewtwo build redhead out of nowhere, and then he'll just be like, okay, yeah, see you guys, I'm going with this girl. And you're like, what? Because he didn't have to toot his own horn and like talk about how this is gonna be the greatest night ever. He didn't need to get one more drink, he just fucking went and did it. And that's the big difference between party copers and people who are like actually cool and fun to be around. You see, this is beautiful, this is thin, very long sheet, so we're actually gonna be completely fine with cutting it now. So, these people, should I cut this in half? Yeah, I probably should cut this in half, Loki. Sorry guys, I'm just fucking debating how long to make these pieces of pasta. Here we go. That's a nice length. So, your cool friends are not gonna be super obsessed with like, on the way to the party. They're not gonna be like talking a big fucking game. They're not gonna be doing this. You can still like hype yourself up and like make jokes and whatever. Obviously people still do that, but you'll find that it just it's such a cringe like quality that the party coper will be in the situation. And I've been in the situation, bro. I've been the party coper. That's why I know the situation or the archetype so well. Hold on. There we go. Here's our beautiful little pasta nest, which we want to toss with flour and put on the plate. So, I've been the party coper. So, they will then, after this entire situation, they'll like complain about the entire night. They'll like make you feel bad for them, and it's just overall not going to be fun. And the point of going out is that it's supposed to be fun. Now, if you like live in a place and you have a friend group that's just like full of cool people and you're like, what the fuck is this kid talking about? Then you are very lucky, my friend, because the majority of people will definitely know what I'm talking about. The majority of friend groups will have at least one party coper. And how can you be, hold on, let me just get this in. There you go. How can you transition from being a party coper now that you know what it is? It's basically a gentleman who goes to the party, he talks about all this like, yo bro, all the hoes are gonna be there, and he says all this shit, but then when it comes down to it, he just doesn't go for it. He either gets, gets scared and like says, yo, it's not the right time, which is obviously bullshit, or he just does something like he gets so blackout drunk that he can't blame himself, he blames the alcohol. It's like, oh no, like I was too drunk, I couldn't do it. So he'll do any assortment of these things. Maybe I should have let this pasta dough fucking rest for longer, but it's okay, we reap what we sow. So he'll do basically he'll do everything but actually do what he said he was gonna do. And it's not nice, because these types of people, if they're your friends and they're not gonna like do what they say they're gonna do, it's just like how do you know that you can trust them? You know what I mean? How do you know that you can trust the type of person who can't even fucking trust themselves? Oh my goodness, this is a nightmare to take off. Who can't even trust themselves to do what they're gonna do. So how can you transition from not being a party coper? Out of being a party coper. Here's our second piece of pasta. It's very simple. You have to know, because a lot of these fucking people like have a very high ego, even though they like try to pretend that they don't. You have to know that the right moment is never gonna come. It's always gonna be very awkward. If you're like not naturally a social person, it's obviously gonna be awkward, especially in fucking 2026 where everyone's worried about like getting Me Too'd or whatever. It's gonna be very awkward, like to go spark up a conversation with a stranger, and you're just gonna have to do it anyways, and you're gonna have to fuck up, and you're gonna have to like have people laugh at you, and then you're gonna have to be okay with that and just do it anyways, like regardless. And the people, unfortunately, the people who are just destined to be fucking party copers for life can't handle that. Like they're just mentally like they just can't handle that. They're so scared. They're either scared and like doing it insidiously, like they know what they should be doing, or they actually don't know what they should be doing. They think that there's gonna be a moment where, like, they think that there's gonna be a secret moment where everything's gonna be right, or they think that there's gonna be a moment where the girl's gonna make it easy for them to like go up and talk to her. That's not gonna fucking happen. You're literally just gonna have to sound like a retard for a good few times, laugh about it because it's not that serious. It's like it's not that big of a deal, and then move on with your life. And if you can do that successfully, then you will no longer be a party goper. I think I'm gonna try like cutting this up all, like the whole sheet at once. Then you will no longer be a party goper, and then you'll just be a guy who has fun. But between that, before you can reach the promised land, you have to like traverse the desert for 40 years. Obviously not 40 years, but it's like I'm using the proverb. You have to traverse the desert of just sounding a little bit awkward, of just like being a little bit cringe. And that's completely fine. You're not gonna do anything like fucking illegal. I'm assuming you're not like a psychopath watching this video. You're just gonna say something and it's gonna sound kind of awkward and the girl's gonna laugh at you. And that's fine. And if you can't handle that, then I don't know what to tell you, bro, because it's literally not that big of a deal. Like, there are like people in your family tree, in your like ancestry, who low-key fought in the Second World War, probably, who low-key got their shit slimed out through one way or another, and you're over here worried about what just another human being thinks of you. Which is, by the way, completely normal, but just because it's normal to have this fear doesn't mean that you have to have to let it control you. Speaking of normal, it's normal to have this fucking pasta machine stuck to this one side, but that doesn't mean that I can't adjust it to my benefit. Hold on, there we go. Okay, beautiful, and now we can put the plate on here, and now we can roll the pasta out. It's gonna be a beautiful experience. So, in order to stop being a party goper, you simply have to make peace with the fact that you are gonna like fuck up, and it's gonna be fine, and that nobody really cares. There's a quote from the YouTuber First Man. Here's our beautiful pasta. You can see my hand through it. Very nice. There's a quote from the First Man that goes something like fear comes from arrogance, or like fear of judgment comes from arrogance. Because in reality, yeah, no one really cares that much. Like, I know you like really care that much about how other people think about you. Everyone else cares just as much about how other people see them. Nobody like gives that much of a fuck about you specifically. And if they do, then that's their own problem. But trust me, there's not gonna be this like cartoonish situation where everyone's like, "Yeah, brother, did you guys hear what fucking Justin did the other day? Oh my god, I can't believe it. It's unbelievable." That's just not gonna happen. It is just not realistic to think that, and it's not a realistic fear or worry to have. So, if you're a party goper, literally all you have to do is just drop your ego. Also, like, make yourself busy with other shit, because this cannot be the biggest fear in your life. I mean, I guess it can be if you're like actively working to overcome it and you're just like coming to terms with it, like, yeah, I'm afraid of the situation, then I guess you can make it be like the biggest fear in your life. But like, it can't be the biggest thing going on in your life that you say you're gonna fucking talk to girls and then you don't talk to girls. Like, it's not a good look, man. It's really not a good look. And like I said, I've been there, but I've grown out of it. Here's our beautiful fettuccine, which we're gonna cook and make into an Alfredo. Like, I've been there. We've all been there. Like, everyone who... Actually, some people are just genetically fucking gifted, but most people are not just genetically gifted. Most people had to go through it, just like you did. So, it's nothing special. Like, there won't be a right circumstance. You just have to be okay with sounding like a little bit of a retard, and then everything will work itself out after that. So, hope you enjoyed that.